Alright, so I'm going to use a speed wrench. It's the same one for opening up your service valves. It's the same wrench. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. Kind of set all these together because you do not want to forget to put this back in. And this is all it is. But you do not want to forget to put that back in. It would be a very bad day for a lot of people. So set all in with your tools. Make sure it's in plain sight so you won't forget. Take your little barb, screw it in here. If I can get it started here. There we go. And I'm going to take my tubing, I'm going to hook it to that. You don't need a combustion analyzer. Let me show you. I've also got this manometer that you can use, or any manometer, to check gas pressure, but you would take your tube, connect it to the port, positive side. In my case, I'm going to connect it right to my combustion analyzer. So that part's done. Then I'm going to take my drill and we'll go ahead and drill me a hole through my B-vent here so I can stick the wand in there so I get my readings for the flue gases. So let me go ahead and do that now. Alright, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and drill me a hole right here. You want to try to get within the first 12 inches or so on your pipe. You want to be 12 inches or so below an elbow too. So if you got an elbow, you might want to come out about 12 inches, within 12 inches past the elbow. Got a straight shot here, so I'm going to put it about right here. Alright, so there's my test hole. Next thing what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn my meter on. It's got a 0 out. It takes it 20 seconds or so to 0. So I'm going to pause the camera while it does that. Then I'll show it to you. Alright, so it's 0'd out. So it's kind of show you this screen here. So what the meter will do, it's going to measure flue gas. It'll measure draft. Get a micro pressure probe. That's a accessory you got to buy. CO undiluted, smoke number, so if you're doing oil furnaces, differential pressure, that's what we're going to use to measure gas pressure. It'll measure differential in temperature, O2 air, gas flow, and it has oil flow. I'm not really sure what all that is. I don't never mess with oil. CO ambient, CO2 ambient, burner control, gas pipe test. So it does a bunch of different tests. So first we're going to add the customer to the, whoops, wrong button. We're going to go to folders. In this particular one, you can add a new folder, so if you want to keep track of the address, we're going to use home. Alright, so now everything that's saved is going to be under that folder. So if you come back next year, all the information will be stored in here so you can check back and see how it was done the year before. It's pretty cool. Alright, very first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and do a flue gas test. And I'm going to do that because I want to check the heat exchanger. And this is how I check a heat exchanger to see if there's any leaks. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. You're going to select whatever gas you're using. We're using natural gas here. Alright, and this is the screen that's going to show up. It's going to show you the stack temperature. It's going to show you your O2, oxygen. It's going to show you your carbon monoxide and undiluted carbon dioxide. It's going to show you what efficiency it's running at. Excess air. So that's all the air that's entering the heat exchanger around the burner that's actually not going through the burner, or it's going through the burner. It's got carbon dioxide and CO ambient and the temperature ambient. some of the readings that it's taken. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. It's going to start pumping air through the probe here. Mount that there. Go ahead and stick my probe. The probe you want to get, it's got this particular one got this little fitting that you screw into the B-vent, so it holds it in place. So I just kind of screw it in there. Now I usually push mine all the way against the other side and kind of pull it out to where it's going to be in about the middle. About right there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and kick the furnace on, and I'm going to explain to you what I'm looking for. So here goes. Okay, the furnace is going to be firing off here in a second. Alright, there's three things that you got to have for fire. You need fuel, oxygen, and ignition. Alright, so what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and get the burners going. We're going to watch O2, which is oxygen. There's 20.9% oxygen in air. Alright, so when the burners fire off, we're going to watch this number and it's going to drop. Alright, most of the time it'll drop down to about 10, 9, 7 down in that area. Now, after this furnace, after it drops, the blower is going to kick on. Now, after when the blower kicks on, if this number raises any at all, that's telling you that more oxygen is being reintroduced to the combustion. Right, there's nothing inside the furnace that's going to produce oxygen, except for the blower when it kicks on. So here we're going to kind of keep an eye on it. Now if that number were to go up any at all now, the blower just kicked on, we would know that there's a sign that there's a leakage. It could be a bad seal, could be a crack in the heat exchanger, could be whatever. But that's what we're looking for. We're looking to see if this number raises. Now if the blower kicks on really fast, you may have to unplug the blower, let the burners run a little longer until this stabilizes, then plug the blower in. I've had to do that a few times. I probably should have done it to here. This is going to drop down to around 8. But this is just a basic video showing you how this works. So sometimes you may have to unplug the blower, let the burners come on, let this stabilize, then plug the blower in, and watch for that number to rise. Alright, so after we're certain that there's no leaks in the heat exchanger, I'm going to go ahead and stop it. Now we're going to do a draft test. So I'm going to kick my burners back off, overheat the house, don't fall off, it's going to shoot me. I'm going to hit escape. Alright, what I want to do now, you know what, let's go ahead and do our gas, make sure the gas pressure is set right. So I'm going to go to differential pressure, I'm going to hit OK. I need to unplug my, let it zero out. OK, it's going to zero out for 11 seconds. This is going to show a negative, that's okay. When it kicks on, it's going to show it being a negative pressure. Hit OK. I'm going to plug my port back in. Turn my gas back on the valve. Wait for the gas to kick back on. This is what's wonderful about working on the newer style furnaces. Wait for the blower to cycle. But it should kick back on here in just a sec. After this, we'll go to draft. We'll make sure that our chimney's working right. We don't want any blocked up chimneys, or a lot of times birds get up here and build nests. We're going to be able to find that with this. While we're waiting,